What's going on? We're finishing up the chest workout in here, doing this real quick live. Topic is purse lift, push back another week to the 18th. I believe is the new deadline for Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing chest, all my workouts on camera. I'm just waiting till I get a little bit stronger. That's right, we already in the 300s repping easily, but we want to get a little bit higher, like my voice right there. So I find it funny. Ooh, that squeaking's horrible. Sound like a seesaw on the playground. We're gonna up this. I don't really like the angle. Do one more. But yeah, so we'll start doing the workouts. If y'all see me move big weight when I do chest, first just doing leg day, back day, soon chest day. Then I'll do buys, tries, shoulders, all that good stuff. Like I said, and I've said this multiple times, but I kept getting hurt after getting hurt after getting hurt after getting hurt. So every time I got better, I would get hurt. My channel originally was not about boxing. It was me weightlifting. And there was another channel of a dude named Scott Herman, I believe. And I made a comment on one of his videos. His trolls trolled me, but it's okay because the dude weak and I'm stronger. And again, my channel will come back more over to fitness with boxing. But like live streams is gonna be me lifting weights, doing extra stuff to get cut up. I'm around the weight I want to be before I start tapering down. So the goal is around 210 to 215 to be ripped. That'll be a real good weight for me to just stay at. And depending on how I feel, maybe move up to 220-ish, I don't know. I lose a lot of body weight in my forearms and calves. Don't have real big calves, don't have real big forearms. Forearms more or less was by choice my whole life for boxing. The bigger your forearms, the more that weighs you down. Plus, if you think about an arrow, I mean, you really can't because a boxing glove big, it's kind of breaking it. But in theory, if I was to hit somebody without a glove on, the narrow, the more aerodynamic versus a big forearm that just weighs you down and is really useless. But yeah, so I do lose some weight in my forearm and in my calves. Naturally, calves are high, sprinter calves run fast, jump high, so I like them, but aesthetically not the best looking. So I do lose weight there, but I'm thinking around 210, 215 is where I want to be, and I look bigger as I taper down, which is funny because people would think the opposite. They think the more you weigh, the bigger you look, but actually, the more you get cut, the bigger you look, especially when you're solo dolo by yourself. A 135-pound person can look big until they're next to somebody. But being cut gives the illusion of being bigger, even though your weight may be lighter. But yeah, anyways, enough of that. Before I get into the topic, I've noticed that YouTube has once again effed with my channel. I don't know what's going on. But I did 22, maybe 23,000 views on the video. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know. I've had videos do that much before. Normally, they're worth a good bit of money. However, the last time, my last video with Charles Martin, that only got me in maybe, I think, $11. So 23,000 views, only worth $11, which is worth way less than a lot of videos I've had that only done 500. So think about that. How YouTube effing with me, number one. Number two is the last couple of videos I put up, no traction, no views, no nothing. I don't know what's going on, but when it comes to boxing, I get a little irritated of making videos than seeing a bigger channels make the same video after me on the same thing I did and basically carbon copy my words, but get traction off my words. So that's why I said that. As I start getting more and more in shape, my channel will be converting more and more over to fitness, with boxing still there for the people who have subbed to me for boxing. But at the end of the day, I can do something that other people can't do, and that's get strong and get in a lot better shape. They can't do that. They can't. They just talk about stuff they never did. They've never been athletic in any way. So, again, that's where I'm going to be going with a lot of my lives. Maybe some boxing talk like this mixed in with it. But I know people who are catching this on the playback or seeing it on the live, they're like, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with the topic. And it really doesn't. But the point of the matter is this. I don't know. It gets old. It gets old. It gets old to see YouTube just mess with your numbers, where you could do big numbers in the very next video, only get 20 views, which doesn't even make sense. Because if I look on my analytics, a lot of people who are sub to me watch my videos. So when my sub count is higher than new user count, I should be getting a lot more views than what I'm actually reflecting. And then I've shown before in the past where I can see in the manager or in the YouTube studio where it shows me my actual views versus what the live views are, and they're always significantly less than what's actually been. I've exposed that in videos before, so it's getting tiring doing boxing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like on Saturday, I just didn't feel like putting up a boxing video. I came back Sunday today, but as I see them numbers do huge and then do little, which doesn't make sense, it makes me not really want to put out boxing content and just come back to what I initially was putting videos up for. And I never did it for subs whenever I was lifting weights. Literally, I just put up videos so my dad could see progress, and they got views. Now, a lot of them have been flagged because YouTube came through with the music. So they got music strikes and had to be removed. But I had videos way back, over 20, 30,000, 100,000. I had one that was 1 million views. I think the title was like 180, 405 bench or some shit like that. Like, so again, boxing's cool. I love boxing. I used to do it, but it gets old. So, not saying that the change is going to happen today, right now, and I may retitle this live, but eventually it's going to be a heck of a lot less boxing content and a more of what you're seeing right now. But out of that, let's get back to the main topic at hand. The main topic at hand is Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte date pushed back. I don't know why I was golfing. But yeah, the date was pushed back to the 18th, as I said earlier. What does this mean? Well, I would assume that if the WBC is giving them an extension, whatever's going on in the arbitrations probably isn't looking to go their way. And from what I've read, what I've seen, what they're fighting for is the fact of if it does go to purse bids, then Dillian Whyte gets 45%, Tyson Fury gets 55%, only if it goes to purse bids. So that should be the purse splits if the zone wins. And you know, Top Rank, Frank Warren, they're trying their best to keep it solidified at 80-20 because they know they can't outbid the zone. Now here's how I look at this. Should it be 45-55% with Tyson Fury being the favorite? Should Dillian Whyte get 45%? It's in the rules. It's in the rules that an interim champion gets 45%. What do I think is fair? Probably a 40-50. Take the 5% away, give it 40-50. But anything lower than 40, why did I say 40-50? 40-60. Anything lower than 40-60 to me is not fair to Dillian Whyte because here's the fact of the matter. I don't really care what Tyson Fury made against Deontay Wilder in those two fights. Outside of that, he really ain't made no money. Moving past that, there's no fight that Tyson Fury can have outside of AJ or Usyk that does more money than Dillian Whyte. Not one. He can fight nobody and earn the type of money that he's going to earn with Dillian Whyte. That alone, in my opinion, is what should determine what each fighter is worth. Without a doubt, there's nobody Tyson Fury can fight. Who's he going to fight? Otto Lenigan, not going to make that type of money. Joe Joyce, not going to make that type of money. Andrew Ruiz Jr., good job. Put that in America and watch how quickly it flops. Charles Martin, who just lost, is he going to be or fight Luis Ortiz, who beat him? Hergovich? Like, who's he going to fight and do big numbers? Nobody. Nobody. So if it's not for the undisputed, AJ Usyk, he ain't going to sell. He's going to go back to doing what he used to do, not filling up 18% of an arena. And that's just the fact of the matter. No amount of love for Tyson Fury is going to change the fact that without Deontay Wilder, he doesn't really sell. And, you know, I didn't tag the video, so I didn't expect to get a lot of people in the chat, but that's okay. We're only 11 minutes in. But again, no tag, no thumbnails. Now, spur of the moment, just talking. But yeah, I don't foresee Tyson Fury doing any numbers with anybody else other than Dillian Whyte. And the amount of money that they're going to generate, it could do more than Wilder Fury, especially if it's in the UK. Especially if it's in the UK. Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte in the UK is huge. Huge. And again, I don't know who he could fight to do more money than that outside of Usyk and AJ. I mean, who's he going to fight? Daniel Dubois? That's another name I didn't mention from earlier. He's going to fight Trevor Bryant, Jerry Forrest. Who's he going to fight and make money? There's no other name. There's three guys he can make money with, and that's it. Usyk, and that's potentially make money because we don't know if Usyk sells. I don't think Usyk was doing big numbers at cruiserweight when he went undisputed. So if he goes for undisputed heavyweight, I'm not guaranteeing that that's even going to do huge numbers. I'm not sure it will. Because at the end of the day, it takes two guys to sell a fight. And Tyson Fury alone doesn't really sell. Usyk alone doesn't really sell. If you put two guys together who don't really sell, are they really going to sell? Yes, it's for undisputed, but how many tickets are they going to move? I'm not 1,000% sure that Usyk versus Fury for undisputed does more at least ticket buys in the UK, well, pay-per-view too in the UK, than Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury. I'm really not. I'm really not, because at the end of the day, you got boxing is turned to where people only like fighters. So you've got people who will only pay for certain fighters, regardless of what they have. And I just don't know if Usyk's got that type of backing. I really don't. So again, in my opinion, I'm assuming that Usyk versus him would do decent numbers. Don't know how good. AJ versus him would do the most numbers if AJ could beat Usyk. That would be huge. Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury is the only other fight he has that's huge. Who else would he fight? Michael Hunter? I don't think I mentioned him. Is he going to fight a Michael Hunter? A Chris Arreola? Who's he going to fight? A Tony Yoka? Would that be big? Would the French people pay for that? Tony Yoka versus Tyson Fury? A Helenius? Would that be big numbers? Oscar Rivas, if he comes up from being the Bridgerweight champion to fight for a title shot? Would that do numbers? Like, I legitimately do not think Tyson Fury versus anybody outside of those three names that I mentioned, Usyk, AJ, and Whyte, even sells. And if I'm wrong, somebody correct me where I'm wrong. That's all I want to know. If I'm wrong, tell me where I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Again, I may delete this video and just do a video on this, just saying what I've just said, rehashing it, because the beginning of this video was like off topic, off base. But I don't think it sells. I don't think he sells. I don't think Tyson Fury can do numbers. I don't think people are paying to see Tyson Fury. I mean, the only reason why Wilder and Fury did so well was because Fury beat Wilder. Well, the first fight was controversial. Most people believe Wilder lost the decision, even though they got a draw. Then that went into the next fight. Wilder got washed. And then all the excuses of egg weights, water, breathing, etc., that came out. So that built interest in what would happen if that fight was underneath the microscope. Would it change? Would it be different? And we found out the results. No, it did not change. In fact, he lost worse. Well, it did change a little bit because he did floor Fury twice. You got to give him credit for that. But other than that, I give him the first 2 rounds too. He did good the first 2 rounds, and he did floor Fury. But every other round was just a wash. Fury just pretty much picked up where he left off. Now, I give Wilder credit. He looked better. He did. But it was all the excuses leading into that trilogy that made that fight sell so much. And that's why it did what it did, but it still lost money. What's going on, regulator? How you doing? Yeah, you already know. You know, I'm no longer out. I'm back. Do the fadeaway. Or maybe, let's go. Let's see. Where can you see my feet? Maybe we can do this. Let's just do a vert. We're going to do a straight leg, no run, no nothing vert. All right? You ready? You ready for the vert? We're going to see how high I can get. I ain't jumping forever. No, we just coming back off the bench. Coming back with a little injured, a little sore, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to see how high my feet look to get on camera off the ground. You ready? Let me show you what I'm going to do it to the people. Show you how I'm going to do it. All right, I'm a little nervous because I ain't jumped in a while. Here we go. We're going to try to at least get this high. At least over. I don't know. We'll see. So here we go. Straight leg, no bend, leg stay straight, vert. I don't know how high that looked. It didn't feel that high. It didn't feel that high. Not as high as it used to be. It didn't feel as high as it used to be. But it was high enough to get in the windowsill. That felt a little bit better. A little bit of bend in the knees, but kept the legs straight. That one was a little bit higher. I don't know how high it looks on camera. That second one, we get it. We get a little bit better. We get a little bit better. Now, if I squat a little bit, the straight leg gonna come even higher. So let's squat a little bit. Now that was at least 3.5 feet from the bottom of my foot. See, y'all don't know this, but the old man, I can still hang from the rack. I can still do it all day, every day. Just gotta put a little bit of WD-40 and oil in the knees. You know what I'm saying? The joints aren't the same, not like they used to be. All right, double chest and do a little set of abs. Bro, regulator, you missed this whole thing. I might have to delete this video and just redo just straight Dillian Whyte versus Fury talk about this extension. Because at the start of my video, I was just really talking about how I'm starting to lose my desire to put out boxing videos. And I was talking about how, you know, my channel originally, was just about lifting weights. It had nothing to do. Well, I did talk boxing here and there, way before I did boxing stuff. But it was a rarity, and it was only for huge fights, you know what I mean? But I think I'm going to get back over to the fitness side, especially as I get stronger. I'm about to start showing when I'm bench pressing. We already up in the threes. We up in the threes repping. I want to be a little bit higher in the threes, just a little bit higher. Because I look at it like this. This is what irritates me, my dude. I can do 23,000 views on a video, then the very next video I only get 40. Then get 20. Then get 4. Then on that video that I do 23,000, I only make $11. But yet, I've made way more money than that on videos that have only done 500 views, 1,000 views. Like, come on. YouTube has been screwing with me. And the thing that irritates me the most about it, my dude, is this. It's honestly this. It's the fact that there's still other channels who damn near carbon copy exactly what I say, and they make their own videos using my fucking thoughts and getting views. So I look at it like this. None of these motherfuckers can get as strong as me. None of these motherfuckers can fight like me. They can't do what I can do physically. So what I'm gonna start doing is just going back to the old school me and doing things they can't do, and then they can't steal it. They cannot steal it. They can try. You know, when I grow a beard, they can grow a beard. When I get a fade, they can get a fade. When I work out in the gym, they can go work out in the gym, but they can't do what I can do. That's just the facts. So I'm gonna keep doing boxing, but we gonna go a different angle, a different route, get these numbers up, and include boxing into it, so that way these motherfuckers can stop stealing my shit. There ain't one boxing channel out there like me who got 100% documented prediction. But moving past that, what's going on, Troublemaker? How you doing? But moving past that, like I said, it is what it is, and I'm just getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of seeing it. I'm getting tired of the inconsistent numbers. High then low, low then high, low, low, high, high. How much I bench? Well, I have not maxed. Let me tell you this right now, Trouble, I am not maxing yet. But for doing sets, I want to get a little bit higher than what I'm doing right now. But given the day, if it's a good day, I'm doing 3 sets of 6 with 365. If it's a bad day, I bump it down to 355 at the moment. But when I come back doing it on camera, I want to be around like 385, 395 doing reps. When I get back there, then I'll start doing it like I was doing the back in here and the legs in here. I'm just doing the tail end of chest right now. But that's where we're at. We're depending on the day, 355, 365. You're looking at 3 sets of 6 with about 2 to 3 minute rest in between each set. So we moderately strong. We're not strong, but we're moderately strong. Moderately. Charles Barkley out bench Shaq. Oh man, I remember that. With them plastic ass weights. I remember that shit. That's old as fuck. That's so old, my dude. That's funny. Yo, Shaq and Barkley are always play fighting each other. They're like big ass brothers. I can't say little brothers because the motherfuckers are giants. But they're like two young ass, big ass brothers. Ah, that shit's funny. But you know, I'm trying to think like on here, Trouble, boxing news. What you want to know about? What boxing news do you want to know about? I already talked about the Dillian Whyte Tyson Fury. Pretty much all I was saying was it got delayed for a week. So now it should be on the 18th. It's either on the 17th or the 18th, whenever they're going to do it for the purse splits. However, it got delayed because it got appealed. The 80-20 got appealed by Dillian Whyte and his team, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom. And yeah, so I guess we're going to see what happens in the next week. And I was just saying that earlier in the stream. Who does Tyson Fury fight outside of Usyk and AJ that does more money than Dillian Whyte? Who can he fight? Who does he actually sell out with other than Dillian Whyte, Usyk, and AJ? Take them off the table because he can't fight either one of them because they're fighting each other. So outside of Dillian Whyte, who does more numbers than Dillian? I would love to find out who he can do big numbers with outside of Dillian Whyte. Because there's not one damn person, in my opinion. But that's what I'm saying, though, Troublemaker. Who can Tyson Fury fight that does bigger numbers than him fighting Dillian Whyte? Is it going to be Trevor Bryant? Is it going to be Luis Ortiz? Is it going to be Andy Ruiz? Is it going to be Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois? Who's he going to fight? Hellenius. I know, right? Sparring flashbacks of him getting laid out and then him crying on the floor. What's going on, Champ Ross? How you doing? How you doing, Champ Ross? Yo, if you don't know, if you do not know, Champ Ross has a prediction league. If you ever wanted to join a prediction league, go to Champ Ross's. You can win prizes, money, etc. They do it. I'm not gonna lie. I was in this league for like 2 seasons, and I didn't do as good in his league because he has a lot of fighters that you may not have heard about. So if you have the time to put in, it's not so good because in his league, it'll get you introduced to fighters that you may have never heard about that you can see and keep a track of to do all the pollings of who you think is going to win. My predictions, you know, I do for the big fights because I can take time, study them, That's why I'm so good with them. But in Champs, he has so many fights. For me, it was just like guessing. But I'm telling y'all, don't let that deter you because his league is amazing. If you want to know prospects, up-and-coming dudes from Russia, Ukraine, England, Scotland, Ireland, it doesn't matter. All over the world outside of America, he's got them. Germany. You're gonna learn some new fighters that you've never seen before. Very good league if you've got the time to put in. But like I said, you can win money and it costs you nothing. It's free. You can't beat free money. So go to Champ Ross's league. He'll email you if you give him your email. Let me see. Nagano. It ain't going to be Francis. Hello, you were seeing Lynn. Ben, thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. You're always welcome back. Yeah, I know, Champ. It's just I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose, Champ. And I learned that in your league, for me to be where I want to be, I would have to take days out of work. Like I would have to take a whole season out of work so I can watch all these dudes fight. If I could find film study on them. Oh, hey, there you go. Troublemaker said we're going to get Wilder 4 or Francis Ngannou. That's the route they're going. I believe it too. Dealing with Tyson Fury, I definitely believe that's what he would try to do. He would try to do a 4th Wilder before fighting Dillian Whyte. Oh, I wholeheartedly believe that. Wholeheartedly. He still got the running mascara on his face from the last time he was crying when Dillian Whyte knocked his ass out. He don't want the fight. Like I said, I just wish Dillian Whyte would call his bluff and say, fuck it, I'll do the 20% and then see how they duck out of it. Because I don't think they'll take it. I believe that even if Dillian Whyte does 20%, they'll still find a way out. And Mauricio will back it. Mauricio will find a way to back it. I hope Dillian Whyte sues him for everything he has. For what Mauricio has done to Devin Haney and also to Dillian Whyte, I hope Whyte sues the fuck out of him. All right, another absent. Here we go. Woo! Boy, go ahead, some cinder blocks in my shirt. Woo! What's going on, Candace? How you doing? So funny. Everybody joins my chat right as I'm getting to the end of it. They love to recycle. Rinse and repeat. That's all it is. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. You know what's crazy about Tyson Fury, and a lot of people don't notice? Every fighter he's rematched, he stopped. It makes you wonder. How is it that every fighter he's had a rematch with, he has stopped? How is that? How is it that he gets stronger in the rematch against every single person he's rematched? How is that? Could it be boar meat? I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is every single person he has rematched, he has stopped when he couldn't do it the first time. I should have added that in there. Guys, he couldn't stop the first time when he rematches him, he always stops him. Every time. We're going to do one more ab set, and then we're going to jump in the car. Lauder probably wants Ortiz again. You know what? Hey, Trouble, while you BSing, I'm going to be honest with you. After Ortiz beat Charles Martin, Ortiz possibly could have put himself in contention. Whether we want to see a trilogy or not, that's a big win for Ortiz. Like, even though people don't really like Charles Martin, he's a decent fighter. And he was doing great. You know, Martin was beating Ortiz like Whyte was beating Povetkin until he got caught. And that was it. Never recovered. Let's see. Fury is beast. It might take him a while to get in the ring. Some shenanigans, but once he gets in the ring, it's all business. Have you heard about Canelo Alvarez might be going against Jamal? Yeah, I heard that, but I doubt it. I do not see him going up to 168. I don't believe he will. And I don't even want to see it. This is my problem, Candace, and then we'll get back to Fury of Beast, because I want to ask you a question, Candace, because I've asked people this question before and nobody has an answer. I don't want to see the fight for one reason. Canelo needs to fight Benavidez first. The real WBC champion, the one that got his belt taken twice and never lost it in the ring, was Benavidez. Now, I believe Canelo can beat Benavidez. Don't get me wrong. I think he beats him pretty easily. However, the fact of the matter still remains that Canelo didn't want to become undisputed at 168 until Benavidez got stripped. Then he got to fight for it against Callum Smith and for a vacant title. That's how he won it, beating Callum Smith, who didn't even have the belt. So even though he's undisputed, in my opinion, he still needs to beat the guy who won that belt twice by winning fights and never lost it in the ring, who's still active in that weight class. That's all I'm saying. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see a guy from 160 moving up to fight him. I really don't want to see it. Will it be a good fight? Yes, but it's not the fight I want to see. I want to see a fight that he could possibly lose, because I don't think Jamal stands a chance against Canelo. I think he gets sparked badly, like Billy Joe Saunders badly. I don't see it going well for him. So let me ask you this, Candace. Who can Tyson Fury fight that makes as much money as Dillian Whyte outside of AJ and Usyk? Because he can't fight them, so you can't use AJ or Usyk because they're fighting each other. So who does Tyson Fury fight that makes as much money as a fight with Dillian Whyte? So, good reason for not to carry about that one. Yeah, that's how I look at it, regulator. I thought Canelo was fighting Makabu. So, Trouble Laker, Makabu has a fight coming up. He's still got to win his fight. If he loses, that's off the table. And Canelo said he never said he wanted to fight him. They kind of just threw that at him. Candace says nobody. Only one is maybe Ruiz, but I don't even see that happening. Well, so Champ Ross, you got to think about this. Andy Ruiz, I think he's a decent fighter. I don't think he's as good since he got on his fat loss program. Because against Chris, he looked horrible. He looked horrible. He got dropped, what, twice without the fat rolls? See, when you can fight fat, you fight fat. Look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury fights fat. He's got the dad bod. He ain't trying to do what I'm doing. He's not trying to put on muscle. He just let the belly jiggle. In fact, Fury put on more weight. The thing is, when you can move the way that Ruiz did at the weight that he was, don't change it. Just don't let him get obese. Don't let him come into the ring 500 pounds. But keep him where he fights best. Now, when you look at Ruiz, what type of numbers or ticket sales did him versus Arreola do? I don't even think it did anything. I really don't think it did anything in that fight as far as revenue. So even if he was to fight Ruiz, I think that's a pay-per-view flop. I don't think Ruiz moves the pendulum. All right, last set, and then I'll come back to the cell phone. Here we go. Here we go. It's always hard, the first one. I've lost count. That shit's heavy. All right. Oh my goodness. Whew. Whew. That shit was heavy. All right, I was referring to the money. That's what I'm saying, Champ Ross. I don't know if Ruiz versus Fury does money. I don't know. I do not know. All right, we're going to walk to the car. Well, first, we got to write this down. Oops. Hey, regulator, you still there? Should I do one more jump before I leave? Should I tell you to burp one more time? Because I could do like the box jumpers and put my feet way up here and make it look a lot higher than what it really is. Let me see. Here's the thing. The last pay-per-view that the PBC did was Martin versus Louise, and that did badly. Yep. Didn't do much, but taking out those fighters you mentioned, they're really Ruiz left compared to the others. I agree. I would say, you know what? Since you said Ruiz, maybe Joseph Parker, maybe. What did him and Chisora do? Does anybody know? On the first one or the rematch? I mean, maybe Parker could do decent numbers because he does have all of New Zealand behind him. So it's a possibility that that does decent. Maybe Parker. I didn't think about Parker earlier, but maybe. I think Parker might actually do more than Ruiz. I just don't see a lot of people backing Ruiz, whether it be Americans or Mexicans. I just don't think they back Ruiz. Whereas Parker may have a whole island backing him. All right, let's take a walk. All right, we're taking a walk. We're going to walk to the car. I forgot to do this. I'm not going to be on much longer. He got Burger King behind him. Yeah. You know what? But I say this. Parker looked better in that rematch against Chisora with Burger King backing him. You know what's funny? You know what's funny to me? All these heavyweights are putting on weight and looking better in the fights that they put on weight in. Then you get Ruiz, who loses a bunch of weight and looks his worst. You get AJ, who loses a bunch of weight and gets his fucking ass beat left and right of the ring, all over the place, by Usyk, the cruiserweight that moved up. Maybe losing weight ain't the thing to do with the heavyweight division. Let me see. AJ should be taking notes. There you go, troublemaker. That's what I was just saying. That's what I just saying. I find it mighty funny how these dudes, they talking about, oh, they need to lose weight. They're endurance. Nah. You're knocking motherfuckers out. That's the best type of endurance. I can't really. Well, let's see. Does this go sideways? Let's see. Let me try to position. No, doesn't go sideways. Okay. We're going to keep this down. I was trying to angle this so, like, weirdos can't read all the street signs. Because, you know, weirdos will look at street signs and be like, oh, he lives here. And then put that shit all over the internet. So, you know, we just going to stay off camera for the moment. And we're just going to drive like this. Could not find a good angle. I got to start going live on the better webcam on the computer. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. I'm driving, and then I'll read the comment. But, yeah. So that's the only alternative I see now that we're talking. I think Joseph Parker would be the next best thing outside of Dillian Whyte, but I'm not 1,000% sure that it does as good. Because I just see that Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury in the UK do 60, 80,000 easily. I'm not putting on my seatbelt. Nope. Keep beeping at me. I'm not going to do it. Stop talking to me, BMW. I'm not going to do it. Nope. I haven't changed my mind. I know you're annoying. Yep. You're going to keep on beeping at me. And I'm going to keep on telling you no. I don't care. We driving. No, we're breaking the law. I'm literally home. Car has to beep at me to put on my seatbelt. I'm driving nowhere. All right, let's see. 190s, 180s should be light heavy and just get rid of the cruiserweight division because majority of them are heavyweight. No, I disagree with that. I think cruiserweight's a very good division. I think that there should be a division in between light heavy and cruiser. I think there should be a 185 weight class. I've always felt like there should be a 185 or 189 weight class. Because that would bridge the gap in between 175 because you jump from 175 to 190. So I think like 189 or you can make it 185. 189 would make the most sense. But I think that would be a really good weight class too. Keep cruiserweight and get rid of bridgerweight because cruiserweight's always been there. But you got to get rid of bridgerweight. Bridgerweight is trash. Now Alan Babbitt's talking about, oh yeah, I'm going to go to bridgerweight. And then I'm going to come right back to heavyweight, which proves what I said from the beginning. You're going to have D-level fighters going to bridgerweight that are heavyweights, D-level heavyweights going to get the title that shouldn't even be fighting there. It does no good to be bridgerweight because all it is the same fighters just cutting weight to fight there, and then they're heavyweights. Stupid. So let's see. Let's go back to the comments that I missed while I was driving. Where did it go? Where did it go? Hold on. That comment right there. AJ should not put on too much weight because stamina is the main. So, Candace, I want to explore this with you. Candace. This is a very good because I'm going to ask you like I ask everybody. Let me just read these comments and I'll get to this comment right here, Candace. Without more weight, he doesn't beat Usyk. I agree. Troublemaker, Beterbiev and Bivol should fight this year. I wish they would. It'd be a great fight. Joe Smith kind of messed it up. He was supposed to fight Beterbiev. I forgot who he was fighting, but Foreman dropped some weight for a fight that he won, but said he didn't feel right and put the weight right back on for the next fight. There you go, regulator. Okay, let's go. Bridgerweight is only
WBC thing. Nobody recognizes that. I know Champ Ross, but the problem is if you get more fighters like Alan Babick who have a name going there, then the other sanctioning bodies will make it a real thing. Okay, let's get to this comment. So, Candace, I want to ask you a question. If AJ puts on too much weight, he has bad stamina. My question to you, and I've asked this to many people to prove my point, what fights did AJ have bad stamina in to say that the muscle caused him to gas? What fights did he gas in? If you can't name any, don't make me put you on the spot. Just say you don't want to name any. But if you want to name some fights, and then I'm going to respond to it. Chisora versus Wilder, now that would be a great fight. I think that's a really good comeback fight for Deontay Wilder. It's a fight he should win because Chisora is a 6-round fighter. Well, really, in his last fight, looked like a 5-round fighter. And then he was just winging at the air from then on, which that's why I wish he never got robbed against Parker, because he beat Parker in that first fight. He beat him hands down. And I knew it was lightning in a bottle. And I knew at his age he would never have that type of performance again against Parker. That's why I didn't want to see the rematch. I wanted Chisora to get that win. But I do agree. Chisora versus Wilder would be a great fight. That is a great fight. It would be just like Chisora. It would be a war because you're going to have Chisora coming full speed ahead, and he could win. Don't make any mistakes. Chisora could beat any one of these heavyweights on any given night. He could definitely beat anyone. Let me see. The only one I can think about is the first Ruiz fight because AJ was 250. So, Candace, AJ didn't gas in that fight, though. Was it the third round when he dropped Ruiz? So he dropped Ruiz with the first clean shot he caught Ruiz with, right? When Ruiz got up, AJ ran in there, threw all caution to the wind, and tried to finish him. I believe he was trying to stop him better than Wilder stopped Brazil. He was trying to compete, got sloppy, got hit on the top of the head, went down. When he got up, he never recovered. It wasn't from him. It wasn't from him being exhausted or tired. It was from him getting caught. Like his equilibrium was off and he can never get back. And the one chink in AJ's armor is when somebody barrages him like Ruiz did, he doesn't know how to react. He just shells up. And he doesn't fight back. And that's what got him into even more trouble when he was fighting Ruiz. I don't think his stamina was the issue at all. And then Troublemaker said he got caught trying to finish. Yep, that's what I was just saying. What's going on, AJ? How you doing?
What's good, Tony? Just chilling up on a Monday night. What's up with you, man?
Just got back from the little gym. I did. So I worked out at the house, went to the little gym, did some flies on the machine, went live doing flies on the machine, sat there and vented for like the first 15 minutes of this stream about how I'm getting tired of doing boxing videos.
I hear you. I will say this though. I mean, like it is tiring sometimes, but like there's believe it or not, I've only been following the sport not that long. I mean, I've been a boxing fan for a long time, but I really didn't get into it till like 3.5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Where I became like a real diehard fan. I mean, like before that, I used to watch it on and off, and I would only watch the big fights. But something just happened to me, like 2018, early 2019, that just really caused me to be like fall in love with the sport. And during that time, it's like I've become very passionate about it, but I've also become very pessimistic and cynical because it's like we still get good fights, but we also don't get good ones. It's kind of like an even balance. So it's pretty frustrating. So I'm just saying that even though it's frustrating, keep on keeping on, man. We're rocking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. But that's not my issue. My issue is this. Yeah. This is where my issue comes into play. So if you look at my Charles Martin update video, because I've got people who have emailed me that don't have cable, who can't see pay-per-views, and they for whatever reason in their countries, they can't get to the stream site. So they got no avenues of seeing fights, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I started doing the update videos, and then they just get a lot of views because I drop them so fast. But I do them for the people who have asked me to. Mm-hmm. Now, my Charles Martin video, right, versus Ortiz, it did 23,000 views. 23,000 views, okay? On that video,
it's that's what I was saying. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. So check this out. I picked up like somewhere in between 60 to 80 subs off that video, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the very next video I dropped, 40 views. The very next video I dropped, 30 views. My video today, like 4 views. And I don't know what it is. And the thing that's so weird about that is I feel like YouTube's against me because that video, made $11. Okay, now let me tell you something. That video made $11. I've made more than $11 off of videos that have only done 500 views. So tell me how the hell a video that does 23,000 views only makes me $11, but yet I've dropped ones that do 500 views and get the same amount of money. In fact, I'll tell you this. No, I'm not going to get into how much I make on all these videos, but my Shields video that did 16,000 views had much less views, 7,000 less views than that one, made way more money. Way more money. So I don't get it. I don't understand. And then my views just tank. And the thing that frustrates me is this. And Regulator can tell you a name right now. And this person is cool with somebody that me and you both know. But the dude is straight a fraud. About probably what would you say, Regulator? 5 years ago now? Probably about 5 years? 4 or 5 years? I don't know if Regulator's still there. But about 4 or 5 years ago, this dude, every video I would put up, he would put up the same fucking video with damn near the same title and carbon copy every word that I say.
So he was biting off your shit. He was biting off your shit.
This dude got, listen, he's got 60,000 subs today. I've got 2. But let me tell you how deep this shit gets, okay? So I had longer hair, right? I cut it all off into like a little fade, right? This dude cut his hair off into a fade. Check this out. I grew a beard. And then like the next 2 videos of his, he had a beard. Then check this out. I started doing videos in the gym. His very next video, he was in the gym. What? And I'll show mad people this.
Oh, what? Okay. Wow.
And this dude is one of the biggest channels on YouTube right now. And somebody that, Lady Chan's cool with this person. And it's just amazing to me. And my thing is this. If this dude was biting me that hard, how many other people is he biting?
Wow. I mean, if you don't want to say his name, it's fine. But I'm just
I can say his name because I don't give 2 shits. It's counterpunch boxing. It's counterpunch boxing.
What? Kurt?
I swear to you. This dude is as fake can be.
Oh, snaps.
If the moderator is still here, if Regulator is still here, you could ask him. You could go over to UGC Flame, ask him or anyone on this panel. I brought this up years ago, and they was like, nah, he can't be doing that. They went and looked when I dropped my videos, the time he dropped his videos, what I was doing, what my appearance was, what his was, and they saw it. They was like, yo, this some bullshit. But my thing is this. That's cool. That's all right. But I'm just getting frustrated with my numbers being so low and seeing bitches copy me and have high numbers. That's what irritates the fuck out of me.
Matter of fact, like there's you ever consider because I talked to Chan about this in the past as well. Like, you ever consider starting a Patreon account?
No, see, here's my thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. So, Patreon, super chats, all that. The bottom line is this: I'm well off. I'm good. I've got a good job. I'm not doing bad. So, I never wanted to open it up, even though I can open it up. The thing about it is I think about, you have some people who really like people, and you don't know who they are, right? They really like your content. So they'll give you, say, their last $5, and then they don't have food to eat. And because so many people have lost their jobs during this time, I don't want to think that somebody could be giving me money when their money is tight. So I just don't open it. Now, yeah, when the economy bounces back and we're fully over this, maybe I will open it up. That's cool. Make money. But, I mean, I would have to be making a significant amount of money on Super Chats and Patreon and all that to matter. You know what I mean? Like, I would have to be making some really significant. I was just bringing up the AdSense because it's how I feel like YouTube is effing with my channel. Like, it doesn't make sense. What you described, that don't sound right. That not at all. I mean, like if the video does like thousands, but they're not paying you the amount that you should be getting, that some don't sit right with me about that for sure. I definitely agree about that. So look, Regulator just wrote he was back. He probably didn't hear me say the name. Yo, moderator, let me ask you this now that you're back. What channel, bruh, you saw this because I showed you, because you didn't believe it at first. What channel grew a beard when I grew a beard, cut his hair into a fade when I cut my hair into a fade, put up a video in the gym after I put up my first video in the gym, and this was like years after doing it. Like, who was that channel, my dude? Let's see if he answers it. He may not want to. I don't know if he knows them or what. But I like this idea. Candace Moody. So a lot of people have asked me this and told me this right here. I would definitely take that suggestion to heart. Do some UFC videos. The problem is I don't know anything about UFC. I know absolutely nothing. So I don't mind doing, like, say, maybe having fun with it, doing a live commentary. Look what he wrote. Look what he wrote, AJ. Look what he wrote. And he wasn't even here earlier.
Oh, shit. Yep.
Look what he wrote.
It's confirmed.
Look what he wrote.
It's confirmed.
And I'm telling you, like,
shit is wild.
Those videos, like, I don't remember. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, right, Regulator? 4 or 5 years ago? This dude didn't have no subs back then. Bit my whole fucking style. And that's what irritates me. Like, bruh, you go as far as fucking growing a beard after I grow a beard. Like, who does that? It's one thing to, like, have similar ideas and similar thoughts, but you gonna fucking grow a beard after I grow a beard? Like, what? What is going on here?
That's
really?
That's serious fanboy shit, bro.
And the thing that's so crazy is, like I said, AJ, this dude has blown up so big, and here's my thing. I'm one person, but I could tell you the God's honest truth, because here's the thing. I've never said that about any other channel. You know what I mean? Like, you've never heard me talk badly about any other channel. Even channels that I've had issues with, we've talked it out, right? I'm never pointing my finger at nobody doing that. However, that tells you how real this is, how much it's that apparent and blatant that it was happening. So it's
I'm shocked, man. I'm shocked, man, because I like Catapult, man. I like his videos. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm subbed through his channel.
That's cool.
I mean,
you know what, AJ?
I didn't know.
AJ?
You know, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Of course you like him. You know why you like him? Because you like me too.
Yeah, it makes sense. For sure, it makes perfect sense. It all adds up. Yes, sir.
But just think about this. Think about this. I'm just one small channel that got a little bit of traction and have had videos do good, right? Imagine how many other little channels this motherfucker has looked at and stole shit from. That can't talk. That can't expose it. That can't shine the light on it. That's the thing about it. That's why the dude, to me, I don't watch his videos. I don't, like, Lady Chan said that she was going to send me a link today for, like, an all-star thing. I emailed her, like, I got home. Then whenever I went over there, because I didn't even type in her chat to tell her to send me the link, because when I saw him up there.
Kurt was on it today.
Yeah,
he was on it.
When I saw him on there, I didn't even get on the panel because I already know. I know how I am, and I'm going to say some shit, and that would disrespect the channel, and I don't want to put her in that weird bubble. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even write. I just said, you got it, and then moved on with my day.
Got you. I feel you. I understand why you're upset. I mean, if you're upset, yeah. So
well, it's not even upset. It's just hilarious to me. What upsets me is that YouTube fucks with my views, and I can go from 23,000 views to 40 the next day. That's what upsets me, not him. Like, bitches come a dime a dozen. I'm not worried about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude could be.
Shit's wild out here, bro. This world is crazy, bro. Shit is wild out here.
I know, man. But hey, man, you know what? He had his hustle. He bit my style, and he ran off and got more subs than I did. So cool. If you act like me and you can do it better than I do it, then by all means, be me better than I can be me. I guess. I don't know, but it is what it is. I don't really care. But what I'm going to start doing.
Oh, no, sorry. No, my bad.
Yeah, what I was saying earlier at the start of this chat, whenever I was like ranting, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna just start showing me move big ass weights, which these dudes can't do. I'm gonna start doing more like fitness stuff, getting in shape, which, I mean, really, for people that I know, you would know, the only dude I really see that's in shape is probably like Coach Malachi. Outside of him, none of these dudes are in shape. They all either fat, sloppy, or super skinny. Like, and there's nothing against anybody shaped like that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not, like, there ain't no other people out there that are going to be able to do talking about what we talk about, like I'm about to be doing it. Like, so I've got to figure out a way to do something that can't be copied. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where I'm branching off to. I'm going to do more fitness stuff, keep the boxing going, But my mind is, if I can pick up on people like, oh, I like how he lifts weight, well, maybe they'll listen to the boxing talk too. Maybe they won't initially come for that. Maybe they'll come to see lifting weights, all this, etc.
I mean,
you can
you can turn it. You can turn it to like a boxing and fitness video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like a combination of the two. You could also just shoot the shit while as you've been doing. You know what I mean? Like on your
right,
lives already.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to branch off more towards that. I don't know. So here's the thing. Regulator, the dude in the chat, my moderator, he knows showbiz really well. The thing is, I don't know if he's copying showbiz now or not, because I've never really watched showbiz.
Showbiz, is that the guy? I think I know who that is.
He looks like Steve Urkel.
Steve, shoot. Have I seen him before? Is he black or white?
He looks like Steve Urkel.
So he's white? No, I'm kidding. Nah.
No, did I do that?
You know what, Tony, bro? I was actually called that in elementary school, my man. And the thing is, I look nothing like his ass. I didn't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, why people called me this dude? I mean, to me, I don't look anything like him, which was just hilarious to me. I mean, of course, I was young at the time, so I was upset. But like now, in retrospect, like I look nothing like this dude, so I don't even know why people called me that.
That's funny. That's funny. That's real funny.
It is. Yeah, I know. I mean, like I showed you my face, I look nothing like Steve Urkel. I'll show you.
But you know what?
Go ahead.
Urkel was getting them females when he turned into Stefan. Whenever he turned into Stefan, he got all the chicks.
Because I remember this chick I was messing around with, right? It's like I was messing around with this chick. It's like she was a substitute teacher that taught at my sister's school. We hit it off at a birthday party. We kind of messed around for a bit. It didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. But you know, she kind of wanted to keep things secret. That like, don't tell your sister yet that we're. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So, but she eventually did, and I didn't really care. Then like she showed my picture to all her friends, and she told them too. And I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, all my friends said you were really cute. I'm like, oh thanks, because I'm just not. I just think I'm like average. You know what I'm saying? It is like, I mean, and I was just thinking like the Steve Urkel flashbacks. It's like, oh wow, so I guess I'm Urkel after all. Wouldn't the vibe be attractive? I guess.
That's funny.
Shit is wild, man. Shit is wild.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna take up what Candace said. I think I'm gonna start doing some UFC stuff.
Yeah. When it comes to I just got into mixed martial arts like probably a year and a half ago. I mean, but it's been I purchased my first card. It was the what fight was it? It was the Usman versus Masvidal 2 card, and I got my money's worth, man. I wasn't disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh shit, man, I gotta start buying this UFC shit. Because when it comes to UFC, I'm a casual. I mean,
you said Usman versus Masvidal.
Oh yeah, the rematch, the second fight.
Yeah. So you know what's funny about that? I made a prediction on that Usman would beat him the way that he did, and somebody who knew UFC was arguing with me that I was wrong.
Oh, so you picked Usman to knock him out?
Yeah, in the rematch, and I picked the first one. The first one I saw with Usman Masvidal, the only reason why I watched them was because somebody had an argument with me. They tried the same person, and I'm not going to talk about him because he's got a boxing channel, but I haven't seen him put up any content in a while, so I don't know if he's all right, not all right, and I don't want to talk badly about him. And we've had disagreements, but he's cool overall. But I just don't want to call out his name and say he was wrong, even though he was wrong. But he was trying to boost up the first Usman Masvidal fight, trying to boost it up to somebody. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's saying he's never watched UFC. I don't think that's going to be the fight to watch. Like, it's going to be boring. Usman's just going to hold him, and beat him down. Hold him, and beat him down. And that's all it's going to be. It's going to be really boring to watch, especially if you don't like it. He's like, no, it's going to be action-packed. It's going to be fireworks, da-da-da-da-da-da. And after the fight was over, I came back and I was like, hey, man, I told you the fight was going to be boring as shit. He was like, you didn't tell me I said that. I'm like, bruh, we just literally had an argument about this on a live that we can go back and watch. That you full of shit right now. And then I figured in the rematch, because Usman got so much stink about it, I figured that Masvidal would come in aggressive, kind of like Tio did against Kambosos, and Usman was trying to prove a point because so many people gave him so much flack, and I knew he would catch him. And I never saw Masvidal being that good. The dude's got like 500 losses. Like that says it all.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are really high on him because of what he did to Ben Askren, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but that was
like
Ben
that,
Askren.
no, I know, but that knee in the face. I mean, that made it. That turned him into a superstar overnight, pretty much. That's how I found out about him. If I'm being honest.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean, that's true, but you got to look at it like this. Ben Askren, from my understanding, he was way past his better days. He had already been
yeah,
retired for like 2 or 3 years from a different mixed martial arts organization, and then he
right.
came back. And
Oh
then
shit, he
when he
was. I
came,
didn't know he was retired before. Damn. Okay, I know
yeah,
that.
yeah, he retired. He came back. Now, regulator can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was like, because I watched some of his UFC fights because I was getting ready for the Jake Paul fight. So I had to look back. I believe it was Bobby Lawler he fought.
Yeah,
And he damn near got beat in that fight. Like, he
that's
got
what I heard. Yeah,
ragdolled at
that's what I
first.
heard. Everybody, everybody wasn't happy with his performance in that fight.
Yeah. So I watched that, saw that, and I figured his best days were way past him. So Masvidal knocking him out, I just figured, if it wouldn't have been Masvidal, Usman would have done it to him. You know what I mean? He just
Yeah, it would have been somebody else. He'd have lost to somebody else
yeah,
eventually. So yeah, so it's kind of like with Fury. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, see, I think it's kind of like ridiculous to think that Dillian White's the only heavy, well,
Robbie Lawler. I said Bobby.
Oh, Bobby, yeah.
It's
I mean,
Robbie
it's
Lawler.
some people think Tyson, like Deontay Wilder is the only person who could beat Tyson Fury. Well, that's not proved to be true because he destroyed him twice. But now everybody seems to think that nobody else stands a chance against him. Well, they're dead wrong. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Well, my thing is this: with Deontay Wilder, I don't know how good or how bad he is. I keep saying this to so many people. I'm like, I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's bad. Technically, he's horrible. The right hand, if he lands it, he normally wins. I don't know how hard he punches because I haven't seen him fight a lot of top 10 fighters. I know against top 10 fighters, he's only knocked out one. Because when he fought Stavern the first time, he didn't get the knockout. He knocked out Ortiz, and when he fought Fury, he didn't get the knockout. So those are his 3 top 10 fights. When he rematched Stavern had been out the ring for like 2 years. So it doesn't even matter that he knocked him out. So I don't have a lot to gauge him off of how good or how bad or how much power he really has. It may be, AJ, that nobody can beat him but Tyson Fury. It very well could. I think Dillian Whyte can knock him out, but Dillian Whyte may go in there, catch a right hand coming in round 1 and just be slept. AJ may go in there, get hit, and get slept. I don't know. The only way we could know is if he'll actually fucking fight people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my thing. I don't know if he's good or bad. He's somewhere in the middle.
He hadn't had. You're right. He hadn't had the type of fights the show was dead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, when he stepped up, he lost badly twice. So that's why I think based on that, it's like whoever else he fights, Joshua, Dillian Whyte, Judge, whoever. I mean, he's gonna struggle. Even Usyk, he's gonna struggle with all these guys. I mean, but we'll never know until he fights them. And like now, he's kind of like reaching at the end of his career because he's like now in his mid to late 30s. So
yeah, 36.
Yeah, we don't know if he's gonna continue fighting or not. I mean, he hasn't said he's retired yet, but I think it's probably right around the corner.
Yeah. I mean, he very well could retire, but I mean, really, truthfully, if you look at it, all the heavyweights are all at the top. They're all in their 30s.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. There's shit. Yeah, Joy Joyce is up there. Usyk's getting up there. Yeah, everybody.
Usyk's what? 35, 36?
35 will be 35. Like I think next month. I think so.
Okay, 35.
So we got
Dillian
White. I think he'll be 34. He'll be 34 this year. So with Tyson Fury.
AJ,
then we got Joshua
32.
30. He'll be turning 33 this year.
Yep.
Damn, everybody's getting up there, man. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so they're all in their 30s. Like, so I don't think he's significantly so old that he can't compete with the other top guys because they're all in their 30s. Let's see the chat real fast. So yeah, I don't know who this Gain guy is. Who Ngannou's fighting next? I have no idea who he's fighting. So they saying, what's his name? Something Gain. I don't even know what it's.
Cyril Gain, I think that's his name. Says Cyril or something. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, I really don't know much about him.
I don't know anything about him.
I mean, everybody's saying like it's gonna. I mean, I've seen some chatter on Twitter and commentaries and stuff like that. He said it's gonna be a good fight. So he might be pretty good. I'm not sure how good he is though. I haven't seen him fight.
So here's my question: does Ngannou not have a gas tank? Because Trouble Lakers saying energy zap Ngannou, the win is his. So if Ngannou has bad stamina, he better never get in there with Tyson Fury.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, come on, man. I mean, seriously, like Are people actually going to pick Ngannou to win a boxing match with Fury? Like, seriously?
No,
Yeah,
I don't know. You know there are. There's people that will believe that he can beat him.
No, I know. But this, come on, man. Like, seriously, if that happens next, it's like, I just don't even know anymore. It's like that's a clear Dillian Whyte duck. I don't care what anybody says.
No, I agree with you. But the other thing too is like I don't think people understand that like just let's say Ngannou does fight. Let's say Ngannou wins, Fury ducks Whyte, and they fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue that I have is a lot of people don't understand that these professional boxers, all they see is punches. That's all they see. So they're very good at rolling with the punches and deflecting enough of the power to where they don't get knocked out. So I don't even know if Ngannou can knock Tyson Fury out, even if he lands on him, because I don't think he can land cleanly.
No, he won't be able to. I don't think so. I mean, if he did, if he did, that's just I know he punches hard, but that's like I don't even know if that was done with boxing gloves or what type of gloves is that even done, because apparently like he's the hardest punching heavy like at mixed martial arts in the history of the UFC or something like that. That's what I've heard. I don't even know if like what gloves he did that with boxing gloves, UFC gloves or whatever. So but yeah, I don't know. I mean, bottom line, I'm not picking him to win if the fight happens. I don't think.
But think about it like this. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. They say Ngannou's the hardest puncher in MMA history, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Then you got other fans saying that Wilder was the hardest puncher in boxing history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it didn't work out too good for the guy who was the hardest puncher in boxing history.
No, it didn't.
So being a hard puncher, it doesn't really matter. There's more to it than just if punching hard was the only success metric, then everybody would be a one-punch knockout artist at the top.
I mean, it's like even you go back in history, it's like look at Sonny Liston and George Foreman. They were probably the hardest hitters in the heavyweight division back then, and look what Ali did to them.
Yeah. Without half the power.
Thank you. Yeah, Ali was. I mean, he had decent power, but he wasn't like a one-punch KO artist at all.
No, but he had a really strong jab.
He did. Yeah, his jab was good. I mean, like he had decent power, but it's like but still, he wasn't like a big puncher like those guys.
No, nowhere close.
Yeah.
Well, Shavers is anybody who's ever fought Shavers said that was the hardest puncher they've ever been hit by, and he never won a title.
Exactly. Yep. Several heavyweights said that. Ali said it. I think Holmes said it. Yeah, several others. Yeah, several others said that. Yep. Yeah, he never wanted to. He never won a belt.
It's more than just having power. Like power alone wins nothing. It doesn't.
It helps. I mean, it helps to have it, but it's like if you rely on that too much without anything else, then you're coming up short. I mean, you need skill as well. You need defense. You need stamina. You need the decent chin. You know what I'm saying? You need all these things. I mean, or at least one of the others. So.
He said Ngannou has power in both hands, but I'm not sure if it will translate to boxing. And that's the thing. I don't know if it will translate to boxing. Like, you got to understand. I don't want to say that he doesn't have power because we haven't seen him box. You know what I mean? I don't know. But judging off of Conor McGregor, he was knocking everybody out when he fought Mayweather. Running through dudes. They thought he was unstoppable at the time he fought Mayweather. And I watched him hit Mayweather with a clean uppercut, and it did absolutely nothing to Mayweather. It didn't even make him blink. Like, it looked like a little girl hitting Mayweather with an uppercut. Like, it did absolutely nothing. So my thing is this. Just because these guys are knocking guys out in MMA doesn't per se mean that they hit hard for a boxer or they can even generate enough power to hurt a boxer. Because it's just the only guy I've ever seen that I thought could possibly be a world champion boxer was GSP. He's the only one. And that's only because he would actually jab. Like, his jab was very straight, clean. He knew how to move off the angle. But other than that, I've never seen a guy in the UFC to where me being around boxing all my life, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I looking at? I don't know. I don't know. It could be that Ngannou gets in there with Fury, hits him cleanly, and it does absolutely nothing. That's a possibility too.
Yeah, because I'm sure he's got a good beard. I hate to say he's got a good beard. So you know what I mean?
Well, let me just give you an example, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you have a class of fighters who are only used to feeling 500 psi to the chin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they get hit by 600 psi, they get knocked out. Okay. Now you have another class of fighters who are used to being hit by guys who can hit around 900 psi on a regular per punch. So even though that guy in the other class of fighting who was knocking everybody out, their chins couldn't take as much. So they were getting knocked out, and this guy who could only produce 600 psi looks like a monster against guys who can only take 500 psi. You see what I'm saying? But when that 600 psi hits a chin that can absorb 900, it does absolutely nothing to it. If that makes any sense, what I'm saying.
Oh, it does absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, what did he punch that machine with, boxing gloves or his like fist, the MMA gloves or whatever? You know what I mean? 'Cause that would tell the difference. I mean, not that it would matter anyway, because I don't even think he'll be able to. I mean, if he fights a guy like Fury for his first fight, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if Fury knocks him out. You know what I'm saying?
He probably would. It would probably come around the mid to late rounds, but he would get him out of there.
He'll just wear him down and stop him. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it would be a bad knockout too. Like, because I don't know if Nagano's gonna know how to protect himself that tired.
Nah. I mean, usually you don't, for the most part. I mean, you know, so. I mean, especially like if you're a you know a newbie like him, because when Conor, I mean, because it was all pretty much a like a marathon in the Conor McGregor Floyd fight. Floyd just pretty much did nothing until Conor got tired.
Yeah, which is what I thought it was going to be. I described it as like dominoes being pushed over. Yeah. I thought that's how Mayweather was going to do it. It was just the pressure round after round after round after round, which is going to build up more and more and more and more until he couldn't take it.
And I think like after round 6, 7, he probably started to take it to Conor until he got tired. Just broke him down. Then that's it. Stopped him in the 10th.
Yes. To my moderator, he said Shavers knocked down Larry Holmes and lost the decision. Let me tell you something, regulator. Shavers ain't never knocked down Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes had to tie his shoes, and that's the only reason why he went down. Don't you ever talk about Larry Holmes getting knocked down. It's an inside joke. He'll get it. Watch Nagano knock out Overeem. So I'm going to look that up on YouTube. I'm about to go in the house because my cell phone's at like 6% battery. But I'm going to look that up the minute I get inside. Nagano knocks out Overeem. Because I know Overeem. Overeem's that dude that fought Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I know Overeem is too out there, yeah. I got to check that out too. I didn't see that.
Yeah, but my understanding, though, Overeem was never any good after he got popped for steroids, and they made him get off of it.
Oh, man, how many guys popped for peds in the UFC compared to boxing?
Well, it's because they never were tested. They were never tested in the UFC till here recently. It was like 2014. I looked it up the other day. I believe it was 2014 or 2015 when they first started testing for steroids. Because I got into an argument with somebody over John Jones, right?
Right.
And I forget what it was about. Oh, we were talking about he was saying that steroids doesn't make you skilled. And I got on there and I was saying that I disagree with that. Because if you're on a lot of PEDs, how enhanced your body is, meaning that you move faster, react quicker, hit harder, all of that, I was saying that if you're somebody who knows how to fight and you get put on PEDs that enhance you a lot, then that can appear to be skills because you're moving faster than the other guy. You're hitting harder than the other guy. So you may be knocking everybody out on steroids, and now you look like a knockout artist. But you get taken off of steroids, you can't do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? It's not actual skills, but you would think it was skills. So, anyways, we were talking about John Jones, and he was saying that, look at John Jones. John Jones, one of the best UFC champions ever. I'm like, yo, this dude got popped multiple times on steroids. He was like, but before they were testing, he never got caught. I was like, yeah, because they weren't testing before they were testing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this dude was juiced from the first time he fought all the way up till they started testing and he finally got caught. The only reason why he never popped before is because, like you just said, they weren't testing. Like, what a stupid argument.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of a low-key Dana White fan. I just think that guy's hilarious.
I don't know, man. Jake Paul has been trolling him so bad. Have you been seeing it?
I've seen it. I have. It's like who's winning right now? Because Dana's good at talking shit himself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, he is. He's a good shit talker himself. But Jake is kind of like he's slightly ahead in this battle because when he came out with his like comeback, I'm like, he's not wrong. Everything he's saying, he's not wrong. He's spitting facts. But dude, man, it's like, wow.
Did you see the video? Did you see the video that Jake Paul released where he was like, had Dana White going, I do cocaine. I do cocaine.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
It's Dana White. He came out his own. Then that Jake Paul released that in response, and I'm like, oh damn, Dana, Jake is getting you right now, bro.
Jake also put up a Twitter post, right? He said quotes from Dana White. He was like, last year was our best year. We had our highest pay-per-view numbers, and then it was and our highest ticket sales ever, right? Then Jake Paul goes, but yet he's going to rob the fans by raising the pay-per-view price this year after coming off their most successful year.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, Dan, he's got a point. He does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like the reason I'm bringing up Dana White is because like he in regards to John Jones, he said something hilarious that I just thought was. I mean, he's talking about like John Jones said that I've tarnished him. I'm like, you've done a good job of tarnishing you.
Yeah. All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna turn off the car, and I'm gonna see if I don't think it's going. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. It transferred over. Sometimes it doesn't transfer over from the car, from the Bluetooth to the phone. I'm walking inside. I got to eat some dinner, take a shower, go to sleep. Let me see, 75 a pop now. That's crazy. Like, them pay-per-views are $75 for UFC?
That's wild. Still, I wasn't disappointed the last time.
Oh, man, AJ. So. The minute I got back on the phone, I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, shit.
That shit's so stupid. All right, well, being that I can't hear you, I'm waiting this stream here because my phone is now at 4% battery. So we're going to end it here. I was going to delete the stream, but I'm going to keep the stream now.
Okay, for sure.
You have a good night, my dude.
All right, Tony, till next time.
Yep.
All righty.